Hello, viewers. Welcome to 45 TV. This is Politics with Jude, and I'm here with Brian.
Yeah,
Brian, how you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. It's been hot this time in Africa. From the east to the west, north and south, it's been really hot.
Yeah.
Or should I say from Nairobi, Kenya, all the way to Accra, Ghana. It's been really hot. Let's start off by talking about what happened this week in Kenya with the finance bill, the president being belligerent, taking his stance, and then also saying he was going to deal with these protesters. And then
Five MPs.
Yes, later on with Ghanaian MPs even in their parliament, and later on withdrawing the bill. A little backdrop to the story before Brian, I bring you in is this is President William Ruto of Kenya. Before coming to power, he did say that he was going to cut taxes. He was going to take the burden of Kenyans, and he was promising them prosperity. President Ruto, fast forward, comes to the power, and then he has become the proverbial son of the king who says, if my father taxed you, I will tax you more. He came to tax them and tax Kenyans to death. The youth said enough is enough. Enough is enough. This year they had to present a finance bill to parliament. They presented a bill to parliament, and he said, if you haven't seen tax, I'm going to show you taxation. And and then the bill was full of taxes that was going to kill businesses, taxes that was going to induce unemployment and whatnot. Mm-hmm. The youth in Kenya said they have had enough, and having enough, they showed their angst by protesting that went to the extent of desecration of institutions, national institutions. Brian, your take on it?
Yeah, so first off, I think that the reason for all this is because most politicians promise what they can't deliver.
And it's becoming of African politicians.
Yes, African politicians mostly promise what they can't deliver. And after they win the election, that's when the problems follow. Because if you hear the promises the guy made before, it wasn't easy.
He promised them heaven for sure.
He promised them heaven for sure. So if you promise them heaven and at the end of the day you give them hell, is it fair to the people?
It's not.
You get it. Mm-hmm. So I think the main issue here is they say things they can't do. So politicians, why should they say things they can't do?
So are you going to say this is like a wake-up call to African politicians?
Yes, this is a wake-up call to African politicians, and not to the African politicians as well, to the people who vote for them. Anyone would say anything to get into power or to get what the person wants. You get it. So I think that's the main issue here. They just say things they can't deliver.
Yeah, but then again, with saying things they cannot deliver, but while the protest was going on, I think the death and the injuries that occurred, they could have been avoided.
But they could have been. Did you see the video where the protesters were protesting and people with guns? I don't know if they were military personnel or policemen, but they weren't in any attacks. They were firing shots.
I saw the video, and I think they said there's going to be an investigation to that effect because these gentlemen are unidentified people.
Yes, they were marksmen. Yes. And they were firing shots, bro. There was a building behind, and you could tell from the angle of the gun that there's a possibility. How do you call it? Stray bullets?
Yes, could hit somebody.
Yeah,
right.
True.
100%. It could be a stray bullet firing live shots. Being
civilians.
First and foremost, let's break this down to viewers. These civilians or these gentlemen wearing the mufti, right? Mm-hmm. One, who sanctioned them to wear that? Yeah. Who armed these people? Who signed the letters to release police vehicles to these gentlemen? And why are they marched in the first place?
Why are they marched? Because I heard of something like once an officer, you are not in uniform, you are not on duty. So these people doing it's illegal.
Is it to protect the president and the government?
But even if they are doing that, they should be in uniform or something.
Right.
So I'm wondering, like, who put them there? Why are they firing like shots and those things at?
Right. Brian, what do you make of the bravery of the Kenyan youth who were defiant through the tear gas? People even, the gentleman, I saw a video of the gentleman who took a live tear gas. Oh my God, I don't advise any viewer to do this. Take a live tear gas and was smoking the tear gas. He was smoking the tear gas. It's become
You can tell that guy is a chain smoker.
Oh yes, he is. It looks like. It's become a big meme on X Twitter.
Yeah.
When tear gas fired, the gentleman literally picked the tear gas up and was smoking the tear gas. But besides that, what do you make of the defiance of the Kenyan youth to get their voices heard?
Bro, I think they are very brave. Because for me, if it was me, I don't think I'll be there.
Right.
Bro, place two tear gas bro. I don't think I'll be there. I think they are very brave and I'm happy. Like I'm happy finally people are rising up and they are how do you call it? They are setting things straight. Yes, and I'm happy and I'm glad about it.
Yeah. Before I ask the next question, this reminds me of NSAS in Nigeria. The whole round. What would you say that Africa is rising and the youth is rising? Would you make such a conclusion?
Yes, I think so. Because I think the youth, we've had enough. Everyone has had enough. Because, bro, people are really suffering back in Africa. Like, politicians are stealing, and it's not just Ghana, like the whole of Africa. Politicians are stealing, they are ripping people off, and the youth is tired. The youth is tired, like there are no jobs. Like, how can the youth take care of himself now? So the youth is tired, bro. The youth is very tired.
To the politician, it's business as usual.
Yes.
But then our youth are saying that it's business unusual. We'll match you to the forefront for you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Before I come to President Ruto withdrawing the finance bill, 5 of the Ghanaian MPs were there.
Bro,
well, apparently, I think there's this parliamentary thing they do. They went there for studies, right?
Studies.
Yes, to study the parliamentary structure.
But didn't the protest start before they went?
I don't believe so. You should see the Deputy Minister for Information, Sylvester Tete. He was right there, and if you see how he was running, I don't know, there's this Ghanaian who was recording him and said, he was running. They were trying to put them in a good shelter so that they would not be harmed.
But they are fine now, right?
Yeah, they are fine now. They've been flown back to Ghana.
Oh.
Yes. So, besides the excesses of all of these things, I think President Ruto withdrew the bill and said he was not going to assent to it. He says the parliament should look at it again. But I don't understand why we have a huge disconnect from government and then the populace. Because these government officials, they have family members. And some of these family members, unless their family members are so satisfied that...
Of course.
That's
it, bro.
Well, about family members being satisfied, this brings me to our next topic we want to talk about. Before we talk about it, let me quickly admonish our viewers. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear your voices on 45 TV. Today, we are coming to you from a different location. We want to hear your voices on the politics here in 45 on 45 TV. Subscribe and like this for us. Share so that we hear the voices of Africans, we hear the voices of Ghanaians, on our program. President Akufo-Addo, I'm talking about politicians being satisfied. President Akufo-Addo, Addo. I know others call him Addo guy.
Addo guy.
Yeah.
Nana guy.
Yeah, His Excellency. He's earned a reputation for himself of saying one thing and doing the other.
Yeah.
Every time he meets foreign nationals or he meets the clergy, he is known for saying that he's going to ensure that this election reflects the will of the people. But when he's on a campaign platform or he's on an MPP platform, he keeps pushing this rhetoric that he will not hand over to any other person unless it's an NPP government.
Yeah.
Brian.
Akufo-Addo talking about free and fair election. In Ghana, I believe there's free election, but I don't believe there's fair election. Because we'll look at the issue where an MP took people from another constituency and gave them money, took them to another constituency to vote for him. How is that a fair election?
Gerrymandering.
So in Ghana, I don't think there's anything as free and fair election. And if Akufo-Addo is saying free and fair election, what does he mean by? So if NDC wins fairly, does it mean what? You won't give the power to NDC? Because he's already said that. Not my own words.
His words.
His words. He's already said that he will not hand the power to anyone except as an MPP person.
Yes.
So what is he trying to say? I feel like there's a contradiction.
Hypocrisy right there.
Yes, hypocrisy. He is not sticking to his words. And Akufo-Addo, when you look at his track record, I'm not the one saying. You can see from his his promises and everything.
Right.
I don't think.
No, Brian, you're not wrong. You know, he's earned a name in amongst a lot of Ghanaians as Bosheba.
Yeah, Bosheba.
Bosheba, he's going to always make promises, but delivering on these promises goes a begging. And there are a lot of things we can name and mention here that you know, it's quite sad. He this week, besides that, he was also heard saying that he promised Ghanaians that he cannot bring back life, but then he can bring the economy back on its track. He made that promise. He made that pronouncement because of the second tranche of the IMF loan.
Yes.
That the judges came in.
Yeah, the judges came in.
Talking about Bosheba, linking it to this IMF loan. Remember President Akufo-Addo saying that, you know, Ghana beyond aid.
Yes.
So why is he celebrating?
And even his vice said that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
It would expose you. I think that it's sad that we have a president and we have a government that celebrates mediocrity.
Yeah.
And I think some time ago, where politics were dry, I made mention of the fact that it trickles down to the government appointees we have. Look at the Attorney General, Brian. Look at the Attorney General. He's in court, handling a case. Yes, maybe he's trying to recover funds for Ghana. He could have a legitimate reason for doing what he's doing, or it could be political witch hunt.
Which I believe.
It could be, yes.
Yeah.
You have this Attorney General who has been badly exposed in a purported phone conversation with a witness. If this were the US, that is a clear case of mistrial.
Case dismissed.
Initially, we were saying that the tape was fake, but the tape has been admitted in evidence. This case has been admitted in evidence, and the Attorney General has been cautioned for the first time by a sitting judge to step aside from the case and let some other person, let some other person handle the case. In fact, the accused was seeking for a mistrial, but the judge didn't grant that. The judge says, I would admit the tape, as evidence and allow the case to run.
Yeah.
Now, the issue here is this. This Attorney General, just this week, Brian, he was seen on a Baumia campaign platform singing the song NDC case now at to assume.
Yeah.
Like, what do you make of this?
Bro, but what the judge is doing, what do you think? Don't you think this should be a mistrial?
I think that I listened to some legal, and viewers should bear with me on this. I think that this area of law, I listened to some legal luminaries on it. Ghana, the issue of mistrial is a new aspect or a new area in our legal jurisprudence. Let me put it that way, and it's not been studied. The judge, according to, let me put it this way, the judge, according to a lot of legal luminaries, may have gaved on that aspect. As in, she should have listened to the debates from
Both sides.
both lawyers
Okay.
and not have just passed a judgment on that. You know, my 2 cents layman understanding, because I read the writ of sermons and everything. I listened to the tapes and whatnot. But like I'm saying, I don't count myself as a lawyer, but then I think it was fit for a bench trial. Just the mere reason for the attorney general talking
with the case.
to a witness.
Yeah.
That is a no for me.
Yeah. Because he should be a fair person, right?
Yes, he's not only an attorney general, he's an attorney general and a minister of justice. It looks like he's a minister of injustice here.
This is injustice.
It is.
This is injustice.
He makes mockery of our justice system. This attorney general. He's supposed to be the most honorable person.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And it's becoming of not only him. Look at anyway, we're gonna talk about it. But you see that most ministers under this Akufo-Addo government, they are able to do things with impunity. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty sad. But then fast forward. Let's talk about the vice presidents. You know, it looks like this week has been hot with who is whose vice president and what.
Yeah.
What's going on, Brian?
I heard they want to, I don't know if it's official as of now, but what they were saying was Napo. That's the energy minister, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Agyeman. He's a medical doctor. Yes. Doctor, former, how do you call it? Minister of Education. Yes, he'll be Bawumia's vice president. Yes, running mate. So that's what I heard. And what do you think of it? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's I look at it from a very
bro, but wasn't it this Napo, they asked him that what we are going through, is it doom so? And he was like, he told Ghanaians we should go and draw our own timetables.
He said it was doom CACA.
Doom CACA.
When they asked him about the timetable, he said he hasn't come up with a timetable.
So we should go and draw.
I will talk about
but I understand him though. I'm sure maybe a lot of people have been asking him that question, so he was probably tired.
Then again, within his own party, I've heard a lot of people say he's arrogant.
Yeah.
But I don't want to look at this from his arrogant posturing. I want to look at it as in we have two former ministers of education.
Yeah, running for vice president.
Right. And I want to bring the attention of what these people did as former ministers of education to the attention of our viewers.
Yeah.
One former minister of education, we know, was quite modest and very measured in her utterances.
Yeah, and she has been in for long.
She's been in for long.
Yeah.
You know, Professor Opoku-Agyeman. But this guy, Napo, Matthew Opoku-Agyeman, this is where I felt that, you know, maybe he may be overwhelmed with the ministerial position when he was given the position as the minister of education and he had to handle the free SHS. I think an issue came up where I think students had difficulty with their toilets and whatnot. And this guy was on Meet the Press and was making mockery of these students and said, even you have a polythene bag.
Yeah.
To, you know.
I remember that.
I was like, oh my goodness.
How can you say
that? How can a minister say that?
Polythene bag.
That
Minister of Education.
Yes. And he likes to step on toes a lot.
He does. You can see what they are saying might be true about him being arrogant.
Yeah, but do you think that the MPP is making the right decision?
Let's not forget it was in, how do you call it? In Napo's time, how do you call it? Ghana had one of the best BEC results. One of the best. Yeah,
I don't have the record.
2018, was it WASI or BEC? One of them. 2018, we had one of the best.
Yeah, so I think these records are going to come out, right?
Yeah.
We're going to see one who's going to say that, hey, I wanted to make education accessible to all by building e-blocks, and this other person is going to say that I became the bastion of free SHS, the flagship program of the NPP, right? I make sure that we put it together. I'm arrogant and whatnot, but I get a job done. So it's going to be, I want to see a debate between
both of
Napo and Professor Jinana Opoku-Agyeman.
Like, how do you Biden and Trump?
Oh my goodness. I have my views, but then I'll just keep them behind the shelf. I'll shelve them. You know, yeah. It's a great time to be Ghanaian.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Your views.
So I think it will be an interesting debate, because in Matthew Opoku Premper's time, that's when he, how do you call it? I think in 2018, Ghana had one of the best OASI results ever. Joan, what's her name?
Jinana
Opoku-Agyeman Premper,
yes.
Right? Yes, she's been in the, how do you call it, education sector for a very long time.
Yeah.
So she also has experience in that. So I think, and she has done a lot for the education system in Ghana.
She also led former president's e-block program.
Yeah, that's true. So so it will be an interesting debate. Very, very interesting. Like, very interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting debate. Very, very interesting debate. Today, we're just bringing you a special edition of Politics on 45 TV. We didn't want to bug you with a lot of it, but we want you to know that you matter, we matter, everybody matters in Ghana. We are tired, like Kenyans, of political sloganeering. We are tired of just saying anything. We are tired of politicians who cannot be accountable. Today, Brian and I, we looked at a lot of issues, and I know you took interest in it. We want you to comment, like, subscribe, and share. We want you to share. We want you to, help us bring the matters close to the doorsteps of these politicians. Once again, it's Jude and Brian on Politics on 45 TV. We hope you enjoyed it, and next week we'll bring you more exciting, more promising topics. We'll see you again. Bye.